Welcome to the demo series for #31DayArtist. I'm Alkarin, the creator of this series, and today we're working on shading with black and shading with saturated colors. In this video I will be covering two prompts, shading with black and shading with saturated colors. I will also do two versions of the saturated colors, one where the color only goes darker for the shadows and one where I add a tint to the shadows to give it a different color than the base color. Some artists like to argue if shading with black is good art practice or not, but in reality it's all about your art style and the message you want to portray in your art. This again is a great exercise to do when figuring out what your art style should look like. If you're working digital, it might be a bit hard to understand when you're shading with black versus when you're using saturated colors. Therefore, I made this very fancy graph. Your color picker might look different, but it should still follow the same principle. So if our base skin tone is right here, we should follow this line when adding black to our shadows. Then to add saturated shadows, I will instead move the picker in a 45-degree angle while still going down. When you're picking your colors, you're never required to follow any specific lines. I'm just using it as a visual representation of where the color picker will end up. Now, if I want to add a tint to my saturated shadow, I will shift my hue picker slightly towards a different color. In this drawing, I want warm shadows, so I shift the hue to the red. I will do the opposite when I pick my highlights and shift the hue to yellow. If you want to shade with a desaturated color, you can do the same 45-degree angle towards the right side of the color picker. Remember, if you're trying to add darker values to your shadows, you will need to pick a color lower down on the color picker than your base color. I'm doing a very rough blocking in of the shadows, then doing a quick blending. You can see that the shading with the black version has a whole different mood than the saturated ones. All of these examples are good ways to shade. It all just depends on what you want to portray and your stylistic choices. Personally, I'm very fond of cold desaturated colors, but I like to explore my color choices from time to time. Once you're done with this exercise, you can take a look and see what you like, what you don't like, and what you feel like the drawing is portraying. And remember, when you're picking your stylistic choices, that is never a set choice. You can change it however many times you want, and you don't have to have certain rules of what colors and what colors not to use. Links to the reference picture, website and Discord can be found in the description. If you try this out, use the #31DayArtist on social media or post it in our Discord. Good luck!